So what does a kitchen remodel cost in Dallas in 2026? One of the other things that as you're contemplating your kitchen remodel project, there are typically two types of contractors or companies out there. And one is a fixed price contractor and one is a cost plus. So a cost plus contractor is going to take your scope and then say, based off of what you want to do, this is what I think the project will cost. And here's all the costs associated with the project, from labor, subcontractors, materials, everything. And then they typically add a percentage on top of that, so 15 to 20%. And sometimes they even have a separate contracting or management fee that you pay on top of that. The problem with that, in my opinion, is that passes all liability to you as the homeowner. So the second something comes up and the drywall guy's invoice was higher than expected, that's something that you have to pay for, plus the 15-20% on top of that. The second that we have to buy more flooring than you anticipated, that's something that you have to pay for. So it's this thing where you're constantly almost afraid of having to pay more money because somebody's invoice or there's more material than expected. Whereas on a fixed price, we spend as much time planning because we kind of knock as much of that as possible out beforehand, so you're not running as much risk. So what that means is when we are drawing up our plans, we're looking at material, we're looking at subs, we're talking with our subs during the planning phase, plumbers, electrical, mechanical, tile, paint, drywall, everybody, to explain the scope and say, hey, look, based on these plans, you see here, we're tearing out this wall. We need to add this wall. We're talking with the engineer to talk about beams. So what we're able to present at the end of it is a fixed price and say, I can do your project for $117,000, right? The only caveats there are to that typically are when we tear down the wall, if there is a cast iron pipe in the wall that nobody knew about that needs to be removed, that's the kind of surprises that you would actually face with in both instances. With a fixed price contractor, though, everything else is basically already handled. We know how much tile we need, we know how much flooring we need, we know how much cabinetry we need and what the cabinets cost, countertops, everything. We either handle that either through pre-contract selections or allowances throughout the project, where you select against a set amount of money allotted to each item.